Hello members and welcome to our first episode of GPL 360 for 2017. In today's episode we're going to look through all the men's teams and make some predictions. But Matt, you've got a little sponsorship opportunity for the members. Do you want to take us through it?
Yep, this year, for our first year, we are looking at generating some sponsorship for the GPL to go straight back into the GPL. We'll be trying to do these GPL podcasts fairly regularly, maybe once every second round. As part of that sponsorship, we'll be having a board right behind us listing all the sponsors' logos, etc. So Nick has sent out some sponsorship material to all the members. If you are interested on getting on board and contributing to this fantastic event, we will be giving you plenty of exposure through the podcasts and on the website, etc. So if you're interested to get on board, let Nick know, and the board behind us will be up and going in a couple of weeks. So it's a good opportunity to get on board.
Awesome. Thanks, Matt. So we're going to do the first podcast. We're going to go through each team. Me and Matt will have a few comments on some players that we think will do well and possibly some that we think won't do as well. We'll go through the predictions, the winner, survivor, the Smoky, and the team that we think possibly are just making up the numbers, Matt.
Yep.
First team on the list, we have the Polishers, the 2015 champions.
Yep.
I've picked out a few players. Ian Stewart, he's here 8 days a week. He's been playing some pretty good golf. He's had a couple of 44s and 45s in recent months. Yep. And a recent addition from last year's Glenn Dugdale has just joined the senior pennant. He's probably playing a fair bit of golf, and I reckon he will have a good season.
Got a slight tip for the GPL throughout the year. If Glenn doesn't perform, he may well be in under the pump every single week.
Yeah, no, that definitely will happen.
Yeah, for sure. The other guy that we'll be interested to have a look at is the captain, Brendan Mad Dog Moore, as we like to refer to him. Mad Dog, up to you, mate, the lead from the front. I do have, we'll get to the predictions later, but I do have the Polishers as my Survivor Series prediction.
Okay, so pretty consistent team, you reckon? They'll score pretty well, be up near the end, and they'll win the Survivor Cup.
That's what I think. I think they it's their time to get back near the top again this year.
Get some silverware.
Yep.
Moving on, the Roosters, who were the latecomers. Matt, I'm not sure why the name changed. The latecomers obviously come home strong. Maybe the Roosters.
I think it's because it's the year of the Rooster.
The year of the Rooster?
I think that's what I've heard.
Okay.
John Evans has told me it's the year of the Rooster,
okay,
and it's the year of the Roosters in the GPL apparently.
Okay, well I was kind of thinking more of a, Roosters start, nice early in the morning, they're going to start off really well, but no, that's probably definitely it.
Chest pumped out like a rooster, maybe.
Yeah, okay.
Dunno.
The big standout, obviously the new captain, John Evans, has taken over from Peter Belharry.
Yep.
Has recruited Roland Baglin. Rolly's obviously a professional.
Yep.
He's been a member for a very long time, scores pretty consistently. He's definitely a player to watch. And have you got anyone that you've highlighted, Matt?
I actually had highlighted the same two players, John Evans as the captain, Rolly Baglin as the new big gun recruit. But look, there's some big names in that list, both Doggets, John Isaac, past president, Patrick Monahan, new addition. So they could be anything, the Roosters.
Do you reckon John Evans can handle the weight of captaincy?
He could. Don't know.
Big question mark, obviously.
He could talk a big game, so let's see how it will be followed up by his performance. Done.
Okay, Roosters, watch this space.
Yep.
Next team, the Fockers. They've got the reigning MVP in Peter Lutton, so already they're looking like a strong unit.
Smiling assassin.
Sorry?
Smiling assassin.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Bruce Falconer, who is a 2016 Ian Rennick 4-ball winner, so another good player. There's a big question mark though over the Fockers. One of their players who we normally,
we call him the Rock because he weighs the team down. So
Greg Crivies. They're going to need some performances out of Greg to be anywhere near the top 8. Because he will bring the side down.
The Rock may feature in under the pump a bit this year too.
I think so. Anyone else from the Fockers, Matt?
No, I think they're going to be a pretty strong team. They finished 7th last year, so just made the finals. They'll be looking to improve. They've got a couple of new recruits this year, so we'll see how they go.
Very good. Moving on. The gentlemen golfers, perennial kind of down the bottom team in 2015. They came last with 0 wins.
Yep.
Last year they came 11th out of 14 with 4 wins.
Yep.
Frank Davis, I think, loves GPL more than life itself as their captain.
Loves it. True letter, Frank.
He was very happy that Randall Bradshaw has joined the team again. He had 46 points in one GPL round last year, which basically I think gave him the win.
Yep.
Their big recruit, I think, is Jeff Orton. Jeff's one of those other guys that plays Wednesdays, plays Thursdays, pretty consistent performer.
Mm-hmm.
I reckon he's going to do well for the G golfers.
Yep. My player to watch this year is a new member, Norm Cockrell. Bit unknown coming into the club in the last few months, so it'd be interesting to see how he goes, how he gets involved with the banner and the whole GPL season.
Maybe could have a slightly generous handicap that could be
possibly.
Well, we don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know.
The other player that I'm interested to keep an eye on is Mike Taylor. Had 38 points, I think, at the Crompton Day. Won it, backed it up the next week with about 21. So
they're the kind of guys we like in GPL.
Yeah, they're the kind of guys we like to follow in GPL. So no pressure, Mike.
Moving on, Hard Yakka, some good names here. Graham Freestone, I think we mention him nearly every week in GPL. He always seems to be performing pretty well. They've gained Murray Carr, Laurie Bignell, and Greg Perryman's normally pretty solid as well. So Hard Yakka, I think, will be up near the top of the table.
They're my sort of Port Adelaide of the early 2000s, Hard Yakka. They've had 2 good regular season performances, but have sort of faltered come finals time. So,
so Monkey is starting to grow.
It is
like a silverback
gorilla. So it's pretty much make or break for Hard Yakka this year, I would have thought.
Not really the reputation you want in GPL, I wouldn't have thought, man.
No.
Okay. Well, the next team, the Rat Pack, they won it all in 2016. Now, it's been a change in leadership. Unfortunately, Graham Craig, their captain from last year, he's not a playing member at the moment, so he won't be able to feature in GPL in 2017. However, he has left us a message that he wanted me to read out. As the reigning champs, we wish all the teams the best of luck. They'll need it. We definitely plan to go back to back, and we have recruited well. So that's Graham's message to the competition.
I like it. I like a little bit of arrogance in there. I like it.
Definitely, it's what we love in GPL. My player to watch for the Rat Pack is Brian Fuge, the 2-time club champion. Had a net 65 on Wednesday, playing off 10. That is correct. So Brian's maybe just snuck out to 10 just for GPL, and I reckon he's going to have a good year.
I think the captain, Don Gross, let's see how he will perform under the weight of captaincy. He performed well last year, especially coming into the finals.
Was the grand final MVP, I'm pretty sure.
Grand final MVP, was pretty comfortable with himself. So let's see how Don goes with that extra bit of responsibility.
Yeah, I think the Rat Pack are going to be right up there again.
I think they are. I think they're going to be tough to knock off.
Next team, Norfolk and Good, made the top 4 and then were knocked out in straight sets from memory. Recruited well, very well, I think. They've added Brendan Waddy, who's had 2 wins just before Christmas. Andrew Targett, another member that's had a lot of success late in 2000.
Last weekend.
Did he?
I think so.
Oh, look out. Dennis Torrens, who I'm not sure on Dennis's performance, and John Hutfield had a hole-in-one recently. That's only one hole, Matt, but that's good form, better than no form, I suppose. My question mark about the Norfolk and Good is that they've let go the 2016 FW Thompson champion Will Laurier.
Right.
And they've also lost Ross Henshaw to the Rat Pack. So Ross has just gone, you know,
he's jumped ship,
seen the Rat Pack won everything, and it's just a classic bandwagon. So question marks over that move, Ross. I don't know if that really sits well with me personally, but that's fine.
Dan Iora, he's coming off a pretty long layoff too, so he's only just getting
injured golfer.
Exactly. So he'd be interesting. Played some good golf last year before he got injured. So Dan practices probably more than a golf professional.
Okay.
More than Ian Stewart. So
wow, that's a lot. That's definitely a lot. Matt, now I'll let you take the lead on this next team, because I know they're your favourites.
The Guzzlers. Talked a big game last year, got to the prelim, I think, and then bowed out dismally. So
They did release a newsletter saying they had won.
And lost.
That hurts.
Yeah, look, they say the team rots from the head, or the fish rots from the head, and John Nelson as the captain.
He's the captain?
He's the captain.
Okay, that's good to know.
Listed as the captain. Look, I think they were relying a lot this year would be Terry Poulton. Good player, solid contributor. Mark Hanger will probably feature a lot in these podcasts.
Definitely.
But the other one I think is sort of the new recruit Joe Bonin, which is a bit of an unknown Joe. So it'll be interesting to see how he performs and how he mixes with the rest of his team.
That's a tough job to mix with the Guzzlers. One surprise fact, Matt, I actually did a bit of research, looked in John Nelson's handicap history. He's actually dropped 2 shots since August.
Wow.
So he's a bit, again, this is outside of GPL, and inside GPL
yeah.
he does tend to maybe go off the boil a little bit.
Yep.
So
Yep.
watch this space.
Yep.
The Moondogs had a bit of a cull. There's 3 members of last year's 8 that have either not playing or jumped ship. One of the more vocal members of the Moondogs, Chris Hansen, has jumped ship. I'm not sure if there was a falling out in the team or Chris has just seen the light possibly.
He's gone to the new form team.
The new form team, so wanted a new fresh start.
Yep.
Player watching the Moondogs to me is Brian Padbury, a new
Yep.
member of the team, had net 65 last Wednesday.
Solid. Wow.
So, it's only one performance, but that's enough for me to keep an eye on Brian.
Yep, Ray Kennedy's my man for this team, I think. He tells me last week or the week before, I think it was, that his putting letting down. So if he can get his putting sorted out, I think he'll have a big season. And the Moondogs will sneak into the finals potentially this year from just missing out last year.
Wow, Moondogs in finals.
Yep.
Okay, big call. 2 teams to go. Motley Q. I spoke to their captain recently on the phone, Paul Cranich. He's let go Andrew Williams and Roger Palazzo. Roger Palazzo is the reigning C grade champion.
Interesting.
But Paul said get rid of the dead wood.
Yeah.
So
spoke to them on I think it was Wednesday. Paul, Bruce, and Ian talked a big game.
Wow.
Going into the season. So they're up and about, talking a big game, confident.
Interesting for a team that just made the 8 in 2016.
Yeah, I've got a strut about them already.
Okay, I've noticed that Michael Pickering's handicap is blown out to 8.
Yeah, right.
Which is, that could be a bit of value in the season, I think, if he gets hold on to that 8-7 mark early in 2017.
Yep.
Moving on, last team, the Q Far Boys. Interesting name. They've got a few members from old teams. They've got Chris Hansen from the Moondogs, and they've also got Bren Collinson and Gordon Walling from the Gunners.
Yep.
We all know that Gunners held up the ladder last year. They only had 3 wins, so I'm not sure what benefit Gordon and Bren will be.
Recruiting practices could be questioned for this team, but no, I like it.
Bren does practice quite hard.
Bren's won a couple of honour board events too, so
he's my player to watch for the Q Far Boys. What do you think, Matt?
Yep, same. I agree. Him and Chris Hansen would be the 2 that I'd be looking at to perform on.
Okay. And in 2017, we say goodbye to some teams. The Good, the Bad and the Ugly, KGC Elite, the Gunners, and Once Were Legends. Now, an interesting fact about these 4 teams, Matt, they finished 10th, 12th, 13th and 14th, so that's the bottom 4 out of the 5 teams have all just disbanded. So what are your thoughts on that? What's your take?
Took the poor performance well last year, those teams.
Just out, done. So hopefully we see them again in 2018. Yep. Predictions, Matt. I predict that Norfolk and Good will win in 2017.
Yep.
I think they've recruited well, as I said earlier. I think Brendan Waddy and Andrew Target will be definitely all-star contenders.
Yep.
And they're my pick. What about you, Matt?
I've gone for Hard Yakka. I think they were really strong in 2015, strong up until late in 2016, but have sort of wilted under the finals pressure. So I think this year is their year. I think Hard Yakka will get it done over the Polishers.
Okay, so the monkey will not transform into something larger, but it will actually be off the bat.
Yep, it'll be a drought. Broken.
Excellent. Survivor, I've gone the Rat Pack. I think a team that won everything last year still has to be somewhere near the top in 2017. I think they've added George Cotorides to their team. Ross Henshaw, we said, jumped ship. Brian Few, Ian Mills, Jim Pitt. A lot of consistency in that team. I think they'll be the survivors for 2017.
I'm going with the Polishers. Reintroducing themselves this year. I think the Polishers will win the Survivor Series. They've got some pretty handy players in their side, and they'll be there at the end. Big competition. Yep.
Smokey, I've gone the Roosters. We kind of identified that they've got, the reigning B grade champion Peter Bell-Harry. John Doggett shot his age recently. Ken Doggett's pretty consistent. Ray Catmull's here most days. Rolly Bagland, obviously, and it'll be interesting on the Patrick Monahan and David Bayes, the two newcomers. So if they can put together half decent seasons, I think the Roosters are definitely a chance in 2017.
Yeah, my Smokies are Motley Q. I think for them to talk up such a big game prior to the season, there needs to be some sort of form backing that up.
Some substance behind that.
You would think so. So Motley Q as my Smokies. To come from 8th and win it.
To come from 8th?
Oh no, they finished 8th.
Well,
if they come from 8th and win it, that'll be the Cinderella
Western Bulldog
style. So Motley Q for me.
Awesome. And the last one, what do we call this? The
making up the numbers, not a chance.
Yep. I've picked this team purely on one person, so no offence to the rest of the team. Greg Cribbies, we've called him the rock of that team because he weighs everyone down. I think no team with that man can win any silverware. Too harsh?
No,
fair.
Greg.
Excellent.
My team that are making up the numbers, no chance this year are the Guzzlers. I jumped on board on last
year. The 2016 finalists.
Jumped on board on
runners
last
up.
Year. They were my team. Let me down. Useless. Guzzlers. No chance this year.
Not a chance. No. That's got to hurt. Matt, that wraps it up for 2017. We'd like to wish all teams all the best. We kick off on Wednesday. The draw will be out on Monday. So all the best for 2017. Thanks, Matt.
See you in a couple of weeks.
Excellent. Thank you.